Hello and welcome back to Narcissist Unmasked. If you're new here, this channel is all about uncovering the traits and tactics of narcissistic behavior and equipping you with the tools to protect yourself. Today we're diving deep into a critical survival skill: how to set and keep boundaries when dealing with a narcissist. This isn't always easy, but it's absolutely necessary if you want to maintain your peace and protect your well-being. Let's start with why boundaries are essential when dealing with narcissistic people. Narcissists often have a relentless need for control, validation, and admiration. This means they frequently overstep personal boundaries, sometimes subtly and sometimes blatantly. They push limits, invade your privacy, and try to manipulate or guilt you into doing what they want. They might ignore your requests, dismiss your feelings, or even blame you for setting boundaries. Boundaries are your line in the sand, a way to let the narcissist know that you won't tolerate certain behaviors. They're not just about physical or emotional limits, they're a form of self-respect and self-protection. Remember, boundaries are about maintaining your integrity and peace of mind, not about changing the narcissist's behavior. One thing you need to know up front is that narcissists do not like boundaries. In fact, they'll often do everything they can to break them. Why? Because boundaries threaten their sense of control. If you say no to something they want or refuse to engage in their drama, it can make them feel rejected, powerless, or even enraged. When you start setting boundaries, it's natural to encounter pushback. The narcissist may guilt trip you, accuse you of being selfish, or even punish you by giving you the silent treatment. This reaction is designed to make you question your decision and cave in. But if you know that pushback is part of the process, it's easier to stand your ground. Now, let's talk about the steps to setting boundaries with a narcissist. First, be clear and specific about what you will and will not tolerate. Communicate your boundaries calmly and assertively. Use I statements to express your needs without blaming or accusing. For example, say I need some time alone instead of you never give me space. Secondly, be consistent in enforcing your boundaries. If you give in even once, the narcissist will see it as a weakness and push harder next time. Third, prepare for emotional manipulation and stay firm. Remember, you are not responsible for the narcissist's feelings or reactions. Finally, seek support from friends, family, or a therapist. Setting boundaries can be challenging, but you don't have to do it alone. By following these steps, you can protect your well-being and maintain your peace. Let's talk about the first step, defining your boundaries clearly. A boundary is only effective if you know exactly what it is. Think about the specific behaviors you find unacceptable. Is it their habit of interrupting you, or perhaps their tendency to ignore your need for personal space? Get specific. For example, a boundary could be as clear as I will not engage in conversations where I'm being blamed or criticized unfairly. Define what you will and won't tolerate. When defining your boundaries, try writing them down. Writing can help you get clarity, and it will also make you feel more confident when it's time to enforce them. Step 2. Communicate boundaries directly. Once you know your boundaries, it's crucial to communicate them directly. Narcissists are skilled at finding loopholes in vague or half-hearted statements, so be firm and straightforward. For instance, you could say, "I am no longer comfortable with you calling me after 9 p.m. or "I will leave the conversation if I feel I'm being disrespected." Notice that these statements are clear and non-negotiable. Be clear, calm, and assertive. Keep your tone calm but assertive. You don't need to explain yourself excessively. Less is more. Narcissists can use any extra information to twist things around, so keep it short and sweet. Step 3. Enforce consequences consistently. Setting a boundary is one thing, but enforcing it is where the real challenge begins. Narcissists often test your boundaries repeatedly. To show them you're serious, you need to enforce consequences when they cross the line. If you say you'll end a conversation when they start yelling, follow through every single time. Hold to your consequences without apology. It might feel harsh or uncomfortable at first, but remember that this is about your self-respect. The more consistent you are with your consequences, the more they'll understand that you mean business. Techniques to help you hold boundaries. Technique 1. Use the broken record method. A great technique for holding boundaries is the broken record method. This simply means that when the narcissist tries to push you, you calmly repeat your boundary without engaging in arguments. For example, if they keep insisting you do something you've already said no to, calmly respond with, "I've already told you my answer, and it hasn't changed." Just keep repeating this as many times as necessary. Technique 2. Stay emotionally detached. Another effective tool is staying emotionally detached. Narcissists often try to provoke you emotionally, making you feel guilty or angry so that you'll cave in. By keeping a neutral expression and tone, you deny them the reaction they're looking for. This takes practice, but it's one of the best ways to stay in control of the situation. When you feel yourself getting upset, take a breath, remind yourself of your boundary, and calmly respond or disengage as needed. Let's address the emotional side of boundaries, because guilt and fear are very real obstacles. If you've been conditioned to prioritize others' needs over your own, setting boundaries can feel wrong, even selfish. But remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-love, not selfishness. You're not being mean or unreasonable. You're protecting your well-being. It's also normal to fear the narcissist's reaction. Will they get angry? Try to punish you? Yes, they might, but ask yourself, is keeping the peace worth sacrificing your mental and emotional health? Setting boundaries may cause some short-term discomfort, but the long-term gain is worth it. Finally, know that some situations may require more than just boundaries. They may require distance or even a complete break from the relationship. If someone repeatedly violates your boundaries and refuses to respect you, it may be time to consider limiting or ending contact. Remember, boundaries are about your safety and peace of mind. If a narcissist cannot respect them, they cannot be a safe person in your life. Letting go of toxic relationships is hard, but it's sometimes necessary to protect your well-being. Setting and keeping boundaries with a narcissist can be challenging, but it's one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Every time you hold firm on your boundaries, you're reclaiming your power and making a statement that you deserve respect and peace. So remember, stay clear, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to put yourself first. You're worth it. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you found this helpful. Stay strong, and see you in the next video on Narcissist Unmasked.